So this is year 5, and I've been making videos for a little while, and I decided I'm going to start talking a little bit because I can't play the music I want without it getting DMCA'd, and I don't know. I figure the videos I watched that taught myself, they spoke, and it was helpful. So I'm going to do the same. I like to paint trees, so I feel like that's what I'm going to paint. I've been painting a lot of Batmans and superheroes and a few landscapes here and there, but I want to go back to a tree. It's my favorite. So I'm going to sketch out a little something and just kind of paint really loose. But first I have my paint. So I have a mixture. It's a little bit left over from earlier this week, but I have raw sienna, lemon yellow. This is, what kind of green is that? I can't remember. It's a green. And then I have some cerulean red, some Indian red. This is a little bit of Payne's gray, if I remember correctly. Aquamarine and cerulean blue. So you can use whatever colors you want. It's just kind of whatever you want it to look like. But what I'm thinking is it is going to be some type of cloudy sky. I'm going to try and use very few colors. I want the tree to be really dark, and I want it to be somewhere here and it goes out. So I'm going to sketch a loose tree and get a line of where I want the distant horizon to be. So I want the distant horizon to be something like that. So I'm just gonna put a couple marks. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. Then the tree, and by the way, I'm getting used to having this right in front of me. My phone, that is, camera. But I want the tree to be something like this. And then I want it to go out. And it doesn't have to follow this exactly. But I want to do that. I like the way that looks. And I think it's kind of interesting if it comes back and I have a little bit of sky there. And then I'm going to do some foliage here too. I want this to look like maybe it's cut off or something. And then I'm probably going to have one more branch come out from the back side that kind of goes across. And that's what I'm thinking. And I'll have some stuff in here. I have a little tree line of some sort. And that is it. So let's paint. So I'm going to start with a big brush. They call this a hockey brush, I think. And I'm not used to it. I've not been using it very long, but I've grown to kind of like it. So I'm just going to put some water to get me started. I always overwater. Yeah, I'm notorious for it, but it's okay because I'm not an expert. I started teaching myself to paint, well, I don't know, 5 years ago. And it was kind of an outlet. I've always liked to paint, and just kind of be creative, build Legos, do stuff, draw stuff, but, yeah. So I started doing this. Thought it was fun, had a good time with it, and I've really grown to like it, honestly. So this is wet. I have some raw sienna right there. I'm just gonna get a little bit of it. And I bumped the camera, I apologize. So I'm gonna just put some here. And this is gonna be like, either a sunset or dawn kind of thing. Don't know yet. Now I'm gonna get some of this really dark blue, and I'm gonna start in the corner. I'm gonna have to add more. Let's see. And I like leaving imperfections, by the way. To me, it adds something to be desired. It just looks good. So I have my basic color. I'm going to get a lot of really dark blue. So what I like about watercolor is I am a kind of personality that is a perfectionist. So this lets me be really kind of, I don't know, watercolor has made me kind of discover something about myself that I'm not good at being abstract. And this makes me be a little abstract. And I like that. Okay, I'm going to switch brushes. So I'm going to take this brush and pick up some of that paint. Okay, that's how you do it. And so then we'll pick some paint there. Pick up some paint there. There, this is bleeding. I have a paper towel down here that I'm wiping my brush on. You want a damp brush when you do this. And then, but it has no paint on it. I'm gonna clean it some more now. And it lets you do some pretty cool stuff. These details kind of hang out. So, I think I need a little bit of paint here. Just adding little bits of that color earlier. I'm gonna get a little bit of red in that raw sienna color. I'll just put little details here. And if it looks terrible, guess what? I'll delete this video and you'll never know what happened. And I'll make a new one. That's the good news. So I'm going to switch back to my little brush, little hockey brush, pick up some more stuff. I'm just trying to add depth, ultimately, because once this is, you do the first round, you're done with the sky. You're not adding any more to it. And that's really the biggest thing, is I'm notorious for overworking. Okay. Am I going to accept this? I'm going to accept this, I think. I see one part I don't like. Because I don't want the sky. I want the sky to be pretty. But I don't want it to be the focal point. I want my tree. And I'm going to do the tree really dark, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure yet. But so I'm going to take some of this color that is the same as like my sunshine. I'm just putting it on there. I need to wet the paper. That'd be a good idea, but I don't want the whole thing wet. So I'm gonna get some more of that. Okay, now I'm gonna get Payne's gray and blue. So I'm mixing this. I want to show you. I'm mixing this right here. Start down. It doesn't look like much yet, but it'll get there. It just takes time. I already can tell I overdid one part, but that's okay. I'm gonna add color to it. You can redo a bunch when you're watercoloring. You just gotta be gentle, you know? And when I say you can redo a bunch, you can take color out. You can just, like I mentioned earlier, you can take your damp brush and just take it out and be done with it, which is super helpful. Okay, I think this is gonna be my base. We'll pause the video, go dry this, and then show you what it looks like. 1 second. And I'm back. So I took it to the hair dryer, dried it. I'm a little out of breath because I had to help my wife get the groceries out of the car and put them up. And so I'm back. Now I have a base here, and this isn't super important. The sky looks pretty good. It's not even close to my best sky ever, but it'll do. So I'm gonna start in the back and work my way to the front. And put a very, not much detail at all, really just shapes back here. And then put a little bit of color and detail here. And then I think we're gonna work on the tree. So I'm gonna take this brush, I think. I'm deciding. Yeah, I'm gonna use this and this a lot. These are 2 calligraphy brushes. And then this little skinny thing is called a rigger. I'm gonna use this a bunch. So I'm gonna start with this smaller calligraphy brush. And I'm gonna get some dark color, okay? Because the sun is, I think, rising is what it looks like. So, and I'm gonna go with a Payne's gray and blue mixture. I'm mostly gonna try to use these 3 colors only for the most part. So I'm gonna start back here. And I'm just gonna make it look like there's a little bit of detail back here. That's gonna go back there. So let me get a little bit more of this. And I'll tell you one thing, it is way harder to do this with the camera in your face. I've never done this before. All right, this is kind of what I'm wanting. Okay. Let's get a little bit of a different color. I want it to look like I want to blend this in a little. I'm just going to get mainly dirty water at this point. And soften this. I'm trying to make it look like it's at this angle here. Okay, it's good enough. That's another paintbrush here. Isn't that annoying? Okay. I feel my painting's like, it just bothers me. Okay. Well, let's let that dry a little. It won't take long. So let me think about what I want to do here. I want this to have some really dark color. I want it to be like a little, really grassy. And then in a little while, I might put a fence here. That's what I'm imagining. I'm thinking about putting a fence here. Just kind of mark like it's a pasture of some sort. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, I'm gonna get a really dark color. Really, really, really dark. And Just doing impressions of things happening. That's my thing. I don't want it to be too insane or anything, but I need this corner dark because it's going to be behind the tree. It should be darker. Let me get the hockey brush back out. I just bumped this, I think, but it'll be okay. So. Okay. So I need that to dry a little. This is the look I'm going for because this tree is going to go way over. It's going to go start hanging it, and I'm going to have like foliage here. It's going to be super, super dark. Probably going to do an indigo lamp black mixture. I don't know if you heard that, but these cats are being silly. Okay. So let's start adding some detail work. I'll get my rigger brush and put some paint on it. It's more of that Payne's gray kind of look. Let's see, I'm just gonna add just the slightest bit of detail. I think. Might still be too wet for what I'm trying to do. Play with this a little. All right. I'm drawing a brush because this isn't exactly what I want. Kind of taking it out, blending it in. Again, watercolor, there's a little bit of forgiveness. I'm gonna be like Bob Ross and have a happy little accident in a second. Okay. That's super wet. There we go, that's better. Trying not to add too much paint. I'm gonna do more in a minute. This is just to get started. I like how that looks. I don't want to mess with it too much. Let's let this dry a second, and then we're gonna work on the tree and work on more of this detail. It's just too wet right now. Okay, it looks like it's dry enough. So let's test it. I'm gonna test it with a little bit of detail work in this little area real quick. Just getting a little bit more of that indigo. Yeah. So that's doing what I want it to now. I'm just testing that. It's like a hillside. Okay, so that's doing what I want it to. So that means I can work on this. So this is gonna be a pretty big tree. So I'm gonna need this for the branches in a little bit. But for now, I think I'm going to introduce a brush I didn't mention before. A little flat brush. I think that's what I want to do. Nope. I changed my mind, and that's okay. I'm going to use this again. All right. So I'm going to, whoop, I bumped the camera. I'm sorry. I'm going to push it. So I want to get some of this water out. Okay, and I'm making it as flat as I can. Okay, and I'm going to go in here and get some of this Payne's gray and this indigo color really dark. Because I need this to be dark. This is a shadowed tree. Okay, so we're going to do, oh, I didn't have that fitting perfect. So we're going to do this. I promise you, if I keep doing this, I'm going to get used to this camera being here. Okay. Let's get a little bit more water on the brush. Okay. All right. Then that's going to do something like that. And not time to go that flat brush. Jeez. Okay. I don't know what these cats' problem is behind me. All right, so I'm going to get the flat brush. This one. First, I'm going to dip it in water real quick. I'll get some blue. I'm going to go like this. Okay. All right. So it won't look so bad now. Okay. I'm going to go in here. I'll put down some really dark color. Now I'm going to try and do it with the camera in my face. And I hope when I'm talking, it's not super loud because I'm having to lean in. And I'm just making this up as I go, by the way. Well, and you saw that was terrible. So now I got to do something a little different. But I'm just thinking of a tree shape. I'm running out of paint. Get some paint. So I'm just thinking of a tree shape where the shadows would be. Be darker on this side. Blend that in a little. Okay, so we're going back over here. I feel like this isn't big enough. Yeah, that would be a big branch. And then I feel like one would be like here. Okay, get some more water on the brush. Okay, I'm still working on bigger branches, so I'm going to keep using this flat thing. Okay. I'm going to do, this is my one. If one made me nervous, is this one. Because it's the one. A little chunkier. It's coming out into the frame. Okay, now I get to use the brush I really like. So I'm going to the rigger, getting that color, and then I get to start just doing some fun stuff. And please remember, I hope you've noticed, I didn't say this out loud yet, but these colors, they always dry so much lighter than you think they would. I'm just doing the effect of branches. Okay, I'm gonna go up here. Let's see. Again, this camera is definitely gonna be something I have to get used to. Recently took a class with a guy I follow, Randy Bartlett Art. I think it's Randy or Randall Bartlett Art. I'd have to look now. Might try to put a link and be actually like a real YouTuber. But took a class with him, and it was good seeing someone, well, first with skill, but secondly, with a lot of practice, do this. Because I'll tell you what, seeing someone else do it, honestly, for me, it kind of reinvigorated me in a way, because I was like, okay, I'm better at this than I thought, but also like just someone talking about it, talking about how enjoyable it is. You know, like, it's nice to be able just to have fun with it. To me, one of the hardest things is like trying to paint something for someone because they want something specific. And I'm way better at just painting whatever's in my mind, whatever my hand does, kind of thing. So I'm going in here now. I'm just adding some detail. I hope my tree's starting to look good to you. I think it's starting to look better. I'm putting things in places, trying to give it the effect of being kind of three-dimensional feeling. And when I want these, which I didn't do right then, but when I want these branches to kind of stick out, I just add more paint. And I don't have enough water. Let's try this again. Maybe then I can show you an example. There we go. So see how it kind of makes it stick out. I can just blend it in, add that little bit of effect to it. Like it's a shadow in the tree. On this back side. And so in a minute, we're going to put some leaves, by the way, if I hadn't said that yet. All right. I'm going to add a little bit more detail to this tree. Getting some, as much dark color as I can. Well, it's time to switch from the rigger. So let's get some dark color. Man, it's windy today. I'm hear outside my window. Okay, so I like this tree. It's kind of what I'm imagining. I feel like, because I'm looking at the camera lens, this branch is not big enough. Okay, let me get the rigger now. I'm just going to adjust this branch on the fly. I just felt like it wasn't big enough. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of detail down here. I'm wanting some. I might get a bit of a different color. It's a little blue, but yeah, okay. Again, this is just a practice video. If I post it, I thought I did better than I expected. I love making grasses. To me, that's something that's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna get some raw sienna. I want to bring that color back from the what's it called? The sunrise. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of like a dirty raw sienna color. Okay, going back to the dark now. Hopefully you're not hearing all the yawning happening in the other room. I won't know till I go through this. My daughter wants everyone to know she's tired. It isn't exactly feeling like leaving the house right now. All right, I'm only doing darks as I move back here. Maybe a little bit more. Just add a little bit of water. Blend some of this in. I feel like it's a little harsh. Again, that's okay because I'm not a professional. And I'm just showing you that someone that's been doing this on and off for 5 years can paint, so you can too. Now, one thing I want to say as I do this is my first mistake and my biggest mistake was buying cheap paper. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever you can find it, or you can order it online. And to play around, what I found that was nice was getting the 9x12 paper cutting it in half, and painting. I made a bunch of little paintings when I first started. It's not as extreme. Like this is a 9 by 12. I have some 16 by 20 over there, and I could have done that. But it can be a little like, I don't know, and just be hard. It'd be hard to even know where to start. There's so much, excuse me, so much white paper to deal with. Okay, I kind of like this. I think it's going to look really good at the end. So it's time for danger time. The time where I could just screw this whole thing up and it'll be okay. So I'm going to take the big hockey brush, this one, and I'm just going to pretty much dry it. I'm going to leave it slightly damp. And I'm going to pick up some paint. And it's going to be, okay. And we're going to do like this. Look at that. I'm starting to mess it up. Now I have another trick if I feel like I need to. We'll need to yet. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to see what I'm doing. I'm going to go back into that, get more paint again. You just heard me hit my brush. Kind of like that Bob Marsh way. Okay, let's get some more. I feel like I need a little bit more control. A little bit more. Let me pause this just a second. Okay, I didn't like what that was doing, so I took a break to let it dry. It wasn't looking like what I wanted. So I'm gonna do a trick, and if it works out, great. Again, if you're seeing this video, it worked out. So I saw one time you can take some cling wrap and ball it up. You get some paint on it. Just get a mixture of paint. I want some different colors. You can kind of control it a little better. Yeah. Some darker paint. So now I'm going to take that hockey brush again, get some paint. Just trying to do layers of it. It's slowly getting like what I want. I hope it's looking better to you too. You know, painting and stuff, you just keep rushing. It's hard with kids and all the things. in pets and life and work. But if you can just get away from it for a minute, you can really do some cool stuff. Some really dark painting in. And you just enjoy it. It's nice to take a break. I might do a little bit more than that, but not much. Okay, I think I'm ready to work on the fence. So I'm going to fence kind of right in here to break it up. Originally I was thinking out here, I want to do it right here, like a barbed wire fence. And I think I want to have 3 of them. And it's going to go at an angle and go behind the tree. So I'm going to get some more of this kind of indigo color. Darker than that. Indigo, Payne's gray mixture. There we go. I'm actually going to get my flat brush and do a little cheat real quick. One. I want it to be kind of like a log, like an old one. I don't know if you've ever been around them, but in a different life, I used to see these. Okay, last one. It's a little further away. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna leave that brush right there. Take my rigger. Okay, I'm gonna put the effect of a shadow and blend this while I'm doing it. Then very lightly, I'm going to do like your barbed wire. I need some more color. Okay, and I'm going to do 3 of them. 2, 3. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now the scary part's over. So I'm gonna add some detail. If you hear meowing, I'm sorry. I have a spoiled cat that thinks she always needs fed. Okay, so now I'm going back here. Really dark color. This is starting to look like what I was hoping it would. So I might actually post this. Yay! So, do some of those. Some water on my brush. I apologize for my sound effects. They are a necessity. Okay, I'm gonna take some of this dark color and just a little bit of detail. I know I'm probably doing this in all the wrong orders, but that's okay. I feel like it needs it. Okay, one last thing. Handy dandy cling wrap. Got a bunch of paint on it. I feel like sometimes I have to press a little, or otherwise it'll look the same. Maybe that's just me. If you enjoy painting stuff, I hope you try this trick for leaves. I don't think you might could do all your leaves that way, but definitely for detail work. And then like a little bit of a mixture. You come in here with a hockey brush and just touch it too. Give it those shadows. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry and we're gonna peel it together. 1 second. I'll let it dry and I see a couple little details I wanna do and I'm done. So I'm going to, some of this, I'm just putting some sticks in here, like affix up branches. There's that cat again. And just a couple of random branches. And this is mainly for me. I feel like it needed it. Okay, let's peel it. See what this looks like. Clean my little area a little. All right. This one. Normally I'd let it completely dry, but it's a video. There. Boop. So, this is year 5. This is a random tree in a random pasture, and I only used, well, I say only, I mainly used raw sienna, indigo, a little cerulean blue, and Payne's gray. And that's really the color. Like, it's mostly blues and grays, and then in this area, that sunshine and effect of it is just the raw sienna color. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is my first video speaking, and I paint a lot, but I don't, you know, share them as much as I should. So I'll try to record more. And if you liked this video, I hope you like and you follow, and I'll try to do more often. Thanks.